So that Tom Rockcliffe and Harvey and Scott situation sort of keeps rolling. You're disappointed it's got to this stage?
Oh no, I really haven't got a take on it. I don't have a great knowledge of what happened, but I really think everyone's pretty much moved on from it. I know Rocky spoke to Boomer and they've cleared it all up, and I think Scotty might have mentioned something after the game, but it was probably a bit of the heat of the battle type thing. But I haven't got a great issue with it really. So I think everyone's pretty much moved on. Probably the media are just going to keep beating up a little bit, try and get a story out of it. But other than that, I think that's about it. So I think we're fully focused on Richmond this week and we've moved on. So I'm sure Kangaroos have moved on too, and just wait for you guys to move on now and we'll be right.
So is it our fault?
No, not at all. No, I mean, obviously it's going to get written about. Something happened after a game that doesn't usually happen, so there's going to be some controversy with it. But I think from this point on now that it seems like the three of them have settled things pretty much, so I don't think anything has to go any further. What's said out on the field probably wasn't great timing, more than anything, after a game in the heat of the battle. So I think he's learned his lesson from that. But from what I've heard with what happened with, Rocky and Boomer after the game, from now, I think he's apologised and Boomer said it was all fine and they've moved on, and I think everything's fine with Scotty and Rocky as well. So it's just part of footy, really.
The loss of Jack Redden.
Yeah.
After 5 years.
Yeah, it's a fair record, isn't it? So disappointing for him. It was a really weird injury too. We're not sure exactly the extent of it. Obviously, it looks like a stress fracture, or the start of a stress fracture. So, you're probably looking anywhere from. I've got no idea. I'm not a doctor, but if they heal quick, they're only a couple of weeks if there's no actual fracture there. So, if there's a fracture, it could take anywhere towards the end of the season. So, disappointing for the club, but I guess it gives another opportunity for a player to come in. So, yeah.
Can you give us a line on the value that he brings to the side? Because maybe people who don't watch closely or aren't that educated, he's an instinctive two-way runner. And
he is.
There's not always that many of them around.
He's probably similar to your Nigel Lappin type player. Very fit, can run both ways really hard, and does a lot of the team things which probably the outside world probably wouldn't necessarily realise or see when looking at stats or looking at the game itself. So obviously in-house we recognise it a lot, really value what he does for our footy team. So I think that's the best comparison with Nigel Lappin. Probably not in quite that calibre yet, but hopefully he's moving towards that. But that, being able to run both ways, and obviously he's up in top 5 tackles for the last 3 years now, I think. So he's very important to our side.
Do you feel like you can't take a trick sometimes? Come off the win and now you lose one?
It's a bit like that, yeah. It's a bit like that. We've had obviously not a great one with injuries this year, and we always said that at the start of the year that we probably needed a good run with injuries, especially to our senior core, and it's probably gone the exact opposite way. And a lot of them have been season-long injuries. Louis, even Staker hasn't come out of yet. Bungie early, come back on the weekend. Reddo, Richie, so Westy now as well. So that's probably been the toughest thing, is to lose your senior core players that you would have hoped would be playing every game this year. But as I said, it gives opportunities to a younger guy to come in. But in an ideal world, you probably want to, bleed him into the team, bit by bit, not all in one hit, which we've had to do this year.
So Richmond, how do you try and, the hard question is replicating something?
Yeah, that's
this year?
That's probably the word, isn't it? Inconsistent we've been from week to week or quarter to quarter. So, nothing changes. We've got to make sure we go about it the same way and replicate probably the intensity that we had on the weekend. Even though the first quarter we were getting done, we probably felt our intensity still wasn't too bad. They were just too good in a few aspects of that quarter. But other than that, the intensity was good. So we've got to make sure, we're going away from the Gabba, which we haven't had great records, especially in Melbourne at the G. And if we get 2 games at the G this year. So it's important for us to go down and play well and probably learn a few things that they did against us last time. And having Lepper as your coach, you would imagine you've probably got a few insights into how they play, but in saying that, they might have a few insights into how we want to play too. So it might be similar game styles out there.